Hi, Roger here. You're watching Caterham Unchained.
It's just over a week until the lights go out for the start of the 2013 British Grand Prix, and it's all go here at the factory. Race trucks RT1 to 6 are now back at Leafield in preparation for Silverstone.
Hello, I'm Gianluca Pisanello. I'm a Caterham F1 Chief Engineer, and this is the RT1. It's actually our office, and come with me, I'll show you around. This is the inside of RT1, which is also called the engineer's truck because it's full of engineers normally. A few of them are based here all the time, which means that they never move. They work the whole weekend from this. It's actually as if it was our track office in the end. But this also hosts the race engineers and myself and the team manager who normally, when the cars are running, work from the pit wall. And then when the cars are not running, they come back here to complete the work during the day, throughout the day. And you need to imagine this place full of people. Every seat is filled. At the far end, there are the performance engineers, and then next to them, there are the race engineers. On the left-hand side is normally one car crew, and on the right-hand side, there's the other car crew. And then coming back down, there's the seat for the driver, and there are the engine engineers, and then coming closer here on the left-hand side, there's a control engineer, strategy engineer, team manager, and on the right-hand side, there's me sitting over there normally, and this is where the reliability engineer works from. So it's full of laptops normally, it's full of headsets because all our meetings are done via an intercom system, so that even if when we are in very noisy places, in places where there are a lot of events on top of F1, we can still understand each other clearly without having to scream too much.
Hi, I'm Stuart Collins. I'm one of the composite supervisors here at Caterham. Just had delivery of the small clave. It's about 6,000 kilos. Took them around about 4 hours to crane in and put in place. The clave will allow us to cook about 135 Celsius normally, and it will go up to about 90 psi. Normal atmospheric pressures, 14.7 pounds per square inch. This goes up to 90 psi, 90 pounds per square inch, which is about 6 times normal atmospheric pressure. So it will properly consolidate all the material, the fibres, and take out all the air. So we've got a very solid component. We'll start here with a tooling block, which comes down from CAD and then machined into one of the components. Then we'll mould from the tooling block, then we'll make the components out of the mould to finally come to our component and it goes onto the car. The small one will do a lot of our day-to-day jobs, and the larger one, which is that's 16,000 kilos. That will do our chassis, our floors, all the bigger components. It's still used quite often, but the small one will be 24 hours of the day because of its size. It's very convenient, easy to load.
The Caterham F1 team have been busy this week in London. Caterham's head of IT, Bill Peters, was on stage at Dell's Executive Summit Agenda, discussing Dell's latest trackside technology, the PowerEdge Vertex. After, I caught up with Tim Griffin,
Okay. Whoa, oh.
who's busy crashing our simulator.
Well, hello, I'm Tim Griffin, and I'm the MD of Dell UK. Can we start again?
Tim wasn't great at multitasking. Luckily, Jake Humphries was able to step in and give him a few tips.
Do you drive an automatic at home?
Well, thanks for landing me with that one, Sarah. Clearly I'm not made out for Formula One. but I am made out to be MD of the UK Dell business, which is a fantastic responsibility. We have an enormous partnership with Caterham. It's been something that's been years in the making. We've really been there since the concept. In fact, we went from concept to grid in 22 weeks as a consequence of that partnership. And we're involved in everything from the mobility, you know, your laptops, your desktops, all the way through to your high-performance cluster. We're very proud of our relationship with you, and we hope that we'll continue that partnership for many years to come and see much more success than you did with me on the track. So best wishes, and thank you very much from Dell.
Back at the factory, over in the depths of R&D, gadgets and contraptions are being tried and tested to their max. This is the 7-post rig. Buried under the floor, these cables and sensors will soon be alive, breathing and collecting valuable data when the car is connected. Elliot Dason-Barber heads up the team.
Here we are in the rig test lab with one of our most important employees, Roger, the test driver. So he's the test driver of our 7-post rig car, and he's been pretty busy for the last week as we've built up to our next event. So we've been in the race base today, and we've been working on getting the setup of the car right. So you'd have seen the car on the flat patch, and then Roger has been helping to get the car weight correct. So he's very, very important at being able to achieve that. So he's a consistent weight, and he's a little bit heavier than the race drivers, but he's close enough for what we need to do to get it right. So then we've brought the car back into the rig room here. We've craned the car onto the rig using our overhead gantry crane, and it's vital for us to use this rig because it helps us in a number of ways primarily to correlate our models for doing ride simulation and also for doing damper and spring setup. But it also helps us with doing some real test work that we can then carry over to the track in the next coming weeks. Roger is now going to be doing some simulations of Silverstone for us, and we're going to be working on the setup of the car and just trying to improve the damper settings and the spring settings so that that's all correct, or as close as we can be for when the guys get to the next race. So it's a starting point for them. We're not saying it's optimised, but it gives us some ideas. We can try out some different ideas. We can try out some different combinations of damping and some other little tricks that we want to try in that event. And as I say, Roger is helping us do that.
Apart from the noise of the 7-post rig and a crane arriving, we've been quiet here at Leafield as a new family have moved in. If you look really carefully when the autoclave was being unloaded, you'll see the mother of these chicks flying back to feed them. Under the watchful eyes of the Caterham boys, they're now nearly ready to leave the nest. Follow us for a look at what's been happening behind the scenes throughout the year at Caterham F1. And remember, to keep up to date with all the latest action, hit the like button, drop your comments in the box below and subscribe.
You don't even got the camera turned on.
Is that all out of shot?